Welcome to my channel. In this episode of Future Forward Reports, we explore key insights from Stack Overflow's 2024 Developer Survey. Let's dive into the trends shaping the future of technology.
Okay, let's dive in. We've got this fantastic source material you shared, the Stack Overflow 2024 Developer Survey results.
Yeah, it's massive. What was it? Over 65,000 developers?
Exactly. From like 185 countries, a huge data set.
Truly global.
So our mission today is really just to unpack what this tells us. What are developers actually using? What are they trying to learn? And especially, what's their take on all this AI stuff happening?
Right. Let's dig into what you all told Stack Overflow.
So what did stand out initially?
Well, one thing that's always interesting is how people learn. You've got about 2/3 with traditional degrees, like a bachelor's or master's.
Okay, yeah, that sounds about right.
But only about half of those, 49%, actually said they learned to code in school.
Huh. So lots of degrees, but maybe not directly coding focused or self-taught alongside.
Seems like it. And the number one way people learn, online resources, a huge 82%.
Not surprising, I guess. The web is where everything is.
And when they hit a snag on the job, 90%. 90% turn to the official docs first. APIs, SDKs.
That makes perfect sense. Straight from the source. Good documentation is just invaluable, isn't it?
Absolutely. Developers want accuracy, fast.
Speaking of tools, though, some interesting trends in the tech itself, like databases, PostgreSQL.
Oh, yeah, that's a fascinating one. It said this really steady climb. I think it only showed up in 2018 at around 33% usage.
Right.
And now it's hit 49%, number one for the second year running.
Wow. That's a significant shift over just, 6 years? What do you think is behind that? More than just hype, presumably.
Definitely. It suggests developers are really prioritizing things like PostgreSQL's reliability, its extensibility, maybe the strong community support it has, perhaps moving away slightly from others like MySQL for certain needs.
Interesting. And elsewhere in the toolkit, any other mainstays?
Well, Docker is still huge for professionals. About 59% use it. And NPM is sort of the go-to for folks learning.
Right, package management.
And for keeping teams connected, it's still very much Jira and Confluence leading the pack. No big surprises there, really.
Okay. And languages. Always a hot topic.
Rust. Still the most admired year after year. Got an 83% admiration score this time.
People just love Rust, huh?
They really seem to. But you also see, the big ones, JavaScript, Python, SQL. Still highly desired and admired. Very practical choices.
And frameworks. Anything jump out?
Svelte seems to be generating real excitement. About 73% of developers using it want to keep using it. That's a strong signal.
Definitely a vote of confidence. But, okay, the elephant in the room, AI.
Ah, yes. AI. That's probably the most dramatic story this year, the sheer acceleration.
It really feels like it's exploded, doesn't it?
The numbers back that up. A striking 76%, 3/4 of everyone surveyed are either using AI tools now or planning to start this year.
76%. And how many are actively using them right now? Because that felt like the big shift.
It was. That jumped from 44% last year to 62% this year.
Wow. Okay, so it's moved past just experimentation for a lot of people.
Exactly. And ChatGPT is leading the charge there.
Yes.
75% of its users want to stick with it. And interestingly, many using ChatGPT are looking at GitHub Copilot next.
So a sort of gateway effect, maybe?
Could be. Just shows AI is really moving from being a novelty to, potentially a standard part of the developer toolkit.
And they expect to use it for more complex tasks too, right?
Yeah, the anticipation for next year is high. Documenting code, 81%. Expect to use AI for that. Testing code, 80%. Even writing code, 76%.
It's fascinating, though, that even with AI getting good at writing code, 70% of the pros said they don't see it as a threat to their jobs.
Right. That's a really key insight.
What does that tell us? Are they just seeing it as like a superpowered assistant?
The data suggests that, they seem to see it as something to use alongside their skills, not necessarily replacing them. Augmentation, not replacement.
But it's not all smooth sailing. There are concerns, right? Ethical ones.
Oh, absolutely. The survey highlights some pretty significant ones. The number one issue, cited by almost 80%, 79%, is misinformation and disinformation coming from AI.
That's huge and understandable given how these things work sometimes.
And right behind that, at 65%, is source attribution.
Ah, yeah. Knowing where the answers or the code snippets came from, that ties back to places like Stack Overflow itself, doesn't it?
Precisely. If the AI is trained on community contributions, how do you ensure credit or trace the origin. It's about the integrity of the knowledge.
Yeah.
Who really wrote that code the AI suggests?
That's a really thorny issue.
It is. So if we connect all this,
Yeah.
you see this picture of incredibly rapid change. AI is weaving itself into workflows, helping with all sorts of tasks. But fundamental challenges are still there. Like, despite everyone using resources like Stack Overflow, 93% visit multiple times a month to find answers.
Yeah.
A huge 61% still spend more than half an hour every day just searching for solutions or information.
Still. Wow. Even with Copilot and ChatGPT helping write and debug, over 30 minutes a day searching.
It's surprisingly persistent. It shows that navigating complex problems, finding that specific right answer, is still a major time sink, even with powerful new tools.
That's a really powerful data point. Complexity isn't just vanishing.
Which really brings us to an important question for you listening. As technology, especially AI, keeps evolving and integrating so deeply, what skills or maybe tools do you think will be the most crucial for developers to thrive in the next few years, to handle both the opportunities and these persistent challenges?
That's definitely something to chew on. A lot of food for thought there. Thanks for helping unpack all this source material from the survey today.
My pleasure. Fascinating stuff.
Absolutely.
You've been listening to Future Forward Reports, highlighting key insights from Stack Overflow's 2024 Developer Survey. If you want to stay ahead of disruption, not behind it, follow us for more executive briefings powered by data and strategy. Until next time, stay future ready.